Hey, welcome back everyone to another devlog. On last week's video, you guys commented that you'd like to see a more regular upload schedule, so I'm trying to keep it to one video a week again, even if I don't have a lot of things to show. So what I did last week was some UI stuff. I just had a sudden impulse of doing some UI stuff. I had some ideas of how I'd like to visualize some of the UI. As some of you might have noticed, the game world has a lot of UI elements in it itself, a lot of windows and some folders and some other UI elements. That's all tied up to the story, so I wanted to keep the UI in the same style with a lot of focus on these UI elements. So the first thing I made was the main menu or the title screen. It's kind of the first thing you see when you open up the game, so I wanted to incorporate a piece of the game world so you can immediately get an idea of what the game is like and what you can expect. So you can see here it's just a basic stage with some grassy backgrounds and some other elements from the first world that you start in. And once I add this to the game, I want to make some characters run around here similar to the intro of Super Mario Bros. 3, since that is a huge inspiration for the game, and I really like that opening. You immediately get an idea of the things in the game. You can see Tanuki Mario, and you can kind of see it's a platform game, and you can see some of the power-ups and some of the theming. So I was kind of inspired by that, and I wanted to do something like that. So I will need to implement some sort of replay system so I can have some characters running around here, but that's a problem for later. For now, I just wanted to have a placeholder that I can add into the game. So in this text box over here, there's gonna be some options like multiplayer or single player or all that kind of stuff. And then here in the top, there's gonna be a logo. I was trying to make a logo, but I wasn't satisfied with it at all. So I think I just have to do that another time. So the next thing I tried to make was the level select. And yeah, I'm not really satisfied with this, to be honest. I mean, when I was working on it, I thought, oh, this looks fine. And then I went to sleep, woke up, and I went back to it, and I just thought, no, this doesn't look very good at all. So I redid it. So this is the final result that I came up with, quite different than the other version you just saw. And here in the background you can actually see a map, and that's actually how the level select is gonna be displayed. It's gonna be a world map. I can give you a real quick sneak peek, but it's not done yet, so I'm not gonna explain everything. So I think this one is way better than the other level select screen that I made. It's way more cohesive with the rest of the game. So over here you can see the level name, and as you guess, it's the name of the level. Then on the right hand side here you can see all the objectives in the game. So this little flag means it's going to be a line that you need to complete, and then this little coin is collect all the coins. And there's a speed run, that means you have to complete the level in a certain time. And then there's some other things you can collect, like this little moon that I just took as a placeholder from my Mario Odyssey 2D remake. So yeah, this little tab is going to contain all the objectives of this particular stage. So over here you can see level 1 Hilly Hills, that might actually be the name of the stage. And then you can see the amount of coins that you collected, 5 out of 12. Then you can see the time, the fastest time in which you completed the game. Since the game is really suited for speedrunning, I think that's an essential part to show. And then there is the moon icon again, which is like the main collectible of the game. So this information at the bottom is going to be visible at all times. Since I think it's something you really want to see at a quick glance. Maybe you're walking over the map and you just want to check all the levels and see which one you completed. And then here on the left hand side on the bottom there is the stats for the entire world. So that's all the stages combined. Obviously this 5 out of 12 makes no sense, but it's going to be the total amount of coins, the total time in which you completed all the stages, and the total amount of collectibles. And then you can really get a sense of how far you are into the game world. This little tab here is gonna have just a thumbnail of the stage, so you can get an idea of what the stage looks like. And I think it's probably easier to memorize the stages by a picture than by their level name. Then down on the bottom here there's a description of the currently selected objective, so you can get some more information, since it might not be completely obvious what they mean just by the title. And lastly, there's the character select screen where you select your character. So again, I wanted to keep the UI theming in here. I'm gonna have to blur most of the characters since I don't want to spoil them, so sorry about that, but I want to show that at a different time. But you can see that I already made a whole bunch of characters. I actually already have more than the amount of windows, so I need to reposition those, make them smaller, since I don't have enough space to show all the characters. So I'm not completely sure if this is the best way to display them, but I'll see that when I get there. One of the things I really wanted to add here is a little area where you can control your characters, so you can get a good feel of the different characters and how they behave. One character might jump higher than the other, or one of them might be faster, so I really feel like you need to have a good place to preview the characters so you can find the best character suited for you. And then down here you can see there's a place for 4 players. I want to add multiplayer to the game, so I needed to keep that into account. And you can see a little text here, flip assist. It's something I'm thinking of now. The controls are really difficult and I want to make like a easy mode, so you can press just a single button and it will automatically do a flip. So that way it's more accessible for less experienced players. I wasn't sure about the colors in this mockup, so I made a whole bunch of different versions. This one is a more darkish background, and this one is a lighter background. Then this one is like in between. And then there's one where the character select bar is at the top. I'm still not sure which one I prefer, so if you guys could let me know in the comments, that would be great. So as I mentioned last week, I didn't get the position for the project that was offered to me. So I've been looking around for other projects, but I haven't really found anything, so I've really been trying to come up with something I can do just to get a bit more financial stability. I've been thinking, should I make a tiny little game in a month and then put that up on itch.io and maybe see if I can get some revenue from this? Since this parkour game is gonna take a long time to finish, it's gonna take at least a year or maybe 2 years. Or maybe I should upgrade Spirit Sphere on Steam to the DX version. I think that's probably the safest bet right now, since it's something I can do fairly quickly. And I think the time is right. It's been almost a year since the Switch release, and I think the Steam users deserve the DX version now. I wanted to keep the DX version exclusive to Switch for a while, just out of respect for my publisher. But yeah, I'll see what I do. Let me know what you guys think. What do you want to see from me? Do you want to see Spirit Sphere DX on Steam? Do you want to see a new game? Or do you have a whole separate idea that I can do? Let me know in the comments. So that's pretty much it for this week. A lot of UI stuff. I did do a bunch of other stuff, more engine stuff. I'm working on adding backgrounds into the game, but I'm still working on that, so I'll just keep that for next week's video. So as always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys again next week.